Hey there everybody, it's RedX Parasite, and welcome back to Metroid Other M. This is the second episode. In the last episode, we started off, and we went through a lot of story and a tutorial. Not much was really going on, but who cares, really? I mean, we're gonna get to the real playing now. So one of the things that the game does is you can see there's a synopsis of what Samus had previously done before you saved. Now some of these you can actually skip part of the way through, like you can see the minus button and I can just kind of skip that because some of them are really long, but at least it gives the game something to do while it's loading. Yes. So we're just kind of running through a really long hallway. And hey, what's this? It's the Galactic Federation soldiers that we saw from earlier. And a cutscene. That's not ominous at all. Oh my gosh, it's on the ceiling. But nobody looks up, ever.
He's dead.
Hello, Captain Obvious.
Someone or something.
Hello, Captain Obvious. Whoa. What is that thing?
Get away from me!
That might just be overkill. He's shooting it when it's already dead. Like, its body got, like, vaporized and everything.
It was obvious that there was some pervasive danger throughout the facility.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I didn't know what had brought Adam here, but I did know that cooperation was imperative if we were to restore safety.
Adam, listen to me. Clearly, this facility is in
Thank you,
complete
Captain Obvious.
disorder. It might be too dangerous for
Thank
your
you,
men
Captain
to go
Obvious.
alone. That's why I've...
Oh my gosh, what is that?
They're coming out of
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Okay, I'm seriously getting bored of saying that over and over again, but come on, like, what they're saying is really, really obvious. And say hello to the first boss of the game. Yep. It's this giant green thing. Or green. Apparently I'm colorblind or something. That's purple. It's definitely not green. So yeah, nothing's really working that well against it. That might work. Alright, we get our missiles back. So what we have to do is you have to aim at the eye, because it's always the eye. And
Concentrate fire in a single location and freeze
yeah,
that
the
thing.
game's telling you how to defeat the first boss. So all you have to do is wait for them to freeze it, use your missiles, and rinse and repeat. It's not very difficult. Just be wary, it will attack you once you use your missile to blast in the eye. And it'll take 3 hits like this to get the eye out of the body, and then all you have to do is hit that with a missile, and that will kill it.
Samus,
Adam.
looks like I'm gonna need to ask for your cooperation on this mission. But I'm also gonna have to ask that you follow my
I believe
commands.
that is part of cooperation.
You don't move unless I say so, and you don't fire until I say so.
Alright, it's briefing time. Nope, not quite. Cutscene.
Any objections, lady?
The thumbs up sign had been used by the Galactic Federation for ages. Me? I was known for giving the thumbs down during briefing. I had my reasons, though. Commander Adam Malkovich was normally cool and not one to joke around, but he would end all of his mission briefings by saying, "Any objections, lady?" He was joking, but others weren't. At the time, I felt surrounded by people who treated me like a child, or used kid gloves because I was a woman. And yet with Adam, I was grateful for the nod. My past has left me with an uneasy soul, and as a result, it touched me on some level that Adam would acknowledge that past by calling me something delicate, like lady. And I knew more than anyone that every word from Adam was deliberate. My thumbs down was a twofold response. A sign of derision at being called a lady, and a signal of my complete understanding of the mission orders. The other soldiers were always willing to support me with easy smiles despite the fact that I clearly had so much yet to learn. Among them was Anthony. In the face of his well-meaning behavior and that of the other soldiers, my response was to become increasingly bitter. I was a child, always with something to prove, a chip on my shoulder. And I was angry. I felt that if I let my guard down, I would easily be broken. And beyond that, I was scared. But even in the naivete of my youth, I could see in Adam's joking manner how close he felt to me. Adam knows my past, and he knows me better than anyone else. Confession time. Because I was so young when I lost both of my parents, there's no question I saw Adam as a father figure. When I rebelled against him, I knew I could get away with it. And his paternal compassion in the face of my rebellion reinforced the special bond I felt with him. I understood well that chances were slim that I would ever find anyone that understood me like Adam. And yet, when the time came, I still left his side. I was so young and naive.
Exactly what transpired here on the bottle ship is still uncertain. Here's what we do know. The equipment we thought had been destroyed is operational again. And we've seen casualties attributed to an unidentified and lethal creature. The situation is critical. We need to gather all the information we can, but priority one is to find any survivors and bring them to safety. Consider this site extremely dangerous. Be careful as you make your sweeps. And there's one problem. The wireless interference in this facility is all-pervasive. Your comm systems are useless.
That just sucks.
As a result, communication channels will be limited to the facility's navigation booths. Well then, Lyle, investigate Sector 1 and show a little restraint with the explosives.
Gotcha.
Maurice, you cover Sector 2. Repair any equipment you come across.
Affirmative.
Anthony, you're Sector 3. I'll leave it to you to decide whether plasma guns are called for.
All right.
James, check out the control bridge. Our communication issues might be the result of electrical interference.
Yes, sir.
And KG, run a complete sweep of the residential quarters and investigate any trace of survivors.
Got it.
Each of you is authorized to use a freeze gun. Do not forget to check in regularly via navigation booths. And Samus, you go to the system management room. Do everything you can to get the electrical system back up and running. Looks like your comm system is still functional.
Well, isn't that peculiar?
Remember, everything you see will also appear on this screen. Regarding auxiliary weapons, the use of bombs has been authorized. As far as your other weapons go, we will continue to investigate and authorize use as we can. However, we currently have no plans to authorize the use of power bombs.
Man.
As you know, they have the ability to spread a high-temperature heat wave over a large area, impacting living things, which is a nice way of saying they can vaporize humans instantly. You should be well aware of how dangerous power bombs are, and how their devastation can't be obstructed with common materials. Once the mission in the system management room is complete, I need you to report back. I'll give you your next orders then. I want you all to be especially careful as you execute your missions. That's the end of the briefing.
It was the first joint mission I'd been a part of since becoming a freelance bounty hunter. And of course, it was the first time since my Federation days that I was following the orders of a commanding officer. Having received mission orders from Adam, I felt confused and strangely exhilarated at the unexpected turn of events. I responded. Understood, Adam. No objections, of course.
Alright. Now, if you haven't noticed this already, sometimes I will stop talking during the cutscenes. Sometimes I won't. It depends on the cutscene. Basically, I don't want to talk over important story points or other stuff. I just want to let you kind of listen to them for yourselves, and then I'll talk about them later. So the first missile is right under this corridor where the zoomer came out of. Pretty easy to find. But yeah, so Samus and Adam go way back. You know, they were kind of... She kind of sees him as a father figure, so you can see why he's so important to her. That's one of the major foundations for the story. So Adam has told us to go to the system management room, which just so happens to be right in there. But the door appears to be locked. How typical. So we have to find another way in. Oh what, there's a morph ball tunnel you say? Good idea. Destroy that and you will get an energy tank. This one is mandatory. There is no way to skip it. And now we are in the room, and we can go press this panel. But wait a minute. Oh no! It electrified Rio hives, and now they're angry at me. Whatever will I do? So once you defeat enough of them, which that apparently was not enough, you can destroy the hives with missiles. I swear I was expecting something to go wrong with that. But luckily nothing did, so hooray. The power's back on. So now that we have done that, we have to go back and report to Adam. Wait. No! Okay, so here the game is going to try to introduce us into one of the special combat moves that it has, which is called the Overblast. You see, if you jump on an enemy's head while holding one, and then you wait until your beam is charged, and you jump on their head and do a whole bunch of damage. Next missile expansion is up here. It's on the inside, like the closer side of this small bridge. The Overblast is pretty useful, but later in the game, some of the enemies are resistant to it. So it's very useful early in the game, but then it's not quite so useful later on. I'll just put the bridge back up, just in case I need to use it, which I shouldn't. But the one advantage of turning the power back on is that the elevator is back online, so we can take this up instead of going the normal way. Hooray for laziness. And so one thing you can actually do right now is you can touch this panel and all of these things, those platforms, come back up. So actually you have to go up the elevator. So the game is forcing us to be lazy. And you'll notice there's a morph ball tunnel down here on the left side. It's the third level down from the top. You can get back and then just make your way back up. And that's 2 missile expansions already. And so here is the first instance where the game is going to force us to save. It is going to be doing that a lot. So what you have to do is you literally have to go on this and save before the door will unlock. Then, the other function of the navigation boost, which I mentioned earlier, but you can actually see that it did now, is that it will give you more map. Essentially, for some of the later ones, it'll give you enough map to get to the next navigation booth, and then so on and so forth. But I think this episode is getting long enough, so I'm going to end it here, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Red X Parasite, signing out.